Afternoon, a slightly warmer affair at home this time. Sun's out and spirits are sky high as Bedford look to go 3 wins on the bounce. Rushden and Higham United won't roll over though. 9th versus 8th makes it a must-win for both sides who are eager to make a firm push towards the playoff places. I am joined for this one by Richard Jackson. Afternoon, Richard. An exciting encounter today. What can we expect from this matchup?
Good afternoon, Will. Great to be here alongside the legend that is Will Roberts. What can we expect? Goals, goals, and a few more goals. It's going to be non-stop, end-to-end stuff. There's my prediction. 8th versus 9th. Both need a win to make the playoffs. The pressure's on. It's all looking very good. So, very excited by it all. Going to be good.
Let's have a look. Here they come. Bedford first. A few changes made to the team that won against Wellingborough. Some notable inclusions include Marvin Hamilton and Ahmed Abdullah, the 2 new signings that have come in during the week. Ex-pros, 2 to keep an eye out for. Ben McGrath has pulled out with illness, so Josh Bamford takes the captain's armband. Other than that, not too many changes. Into Rushden. They make a few changes from their previous game against Northampton on the 22nd. That was last week. Make sure you keep an eye out for Aaron McCormack, club captain. He's played every game so far this season and scored 6 goals in them. He's wearing 8, someone to keep an eye out for. As well as Corey Morgan at 9 with 7 goals. Those 2 will be linking up quite nicely and ones to keep an eye out for. As we mentioned in the intro, sun's out and it's shining. The pitch is looking in pristine condition. Slightly wonky halfway line, but we'll let that fly.
It's wonky, but I think the cameras doesn't help. You know, let's say each camera puts 4 pounds on you, right? I think it's add to the wonkiness, Will. You know, so credit to the groundsman for doing it. But as you say, what a beautiful day. What an absolutely beautiful day it certainly is. Now, can I just add here, Will? Sorry, jumping in, but don't forget, Bedford from home. Give us a shout. We want to hear from you. And already we've had snow-ridden Boston popping in with us. There's a blizzard over there, and hopefully everybody's safe. There's been Storm Malik. There's been some bits going on over there, but -3 degrees in Bedford, in Boston. So anybody else like out there, Bedford from home, let's hear from you.
Exactly that. Neil Angus is our man in the middle for this afternoon's clash. Person who gave Wellingborough Whitworth 2 penalties the last time that he refereed a Bedford match. Bedford will be hoping to keep their ill discipline to a minimal this afternoon.
But brilliantly saved by the one and the amazing Mr. Fraser in between the sticks. And if he has a game anywhere near as good as what it was last time, then we have got some exciting football going on here.
Kyle Forster, Diamond Hands, as he has been rightly named so far in the region of Bedford. Lots of news about him out and about on social media, etc.
Diamond Hands.
Hands.
Well, I wonder where that comes from then. I mean, I'm lost on that one. What would that be?
I'm not
just
sure.
Diamonds are really good. I mean, it'd be Bitcoin hands. I mean, that's what we're talking about. That's what's precious commodity these days. That's what our audience is really worried about.
Notable to see there are 2 assistant referees, Anna Marsh and Natasha Marsh, brother and sister, who will be controlling the sideline today. So you're sure that there's some connection and communication to be made between the 3 officials.
Will, do you have any brothers or sisters?
I do, yeah, but none of which I don't think would agree to run the line with me in a football match.
But so does that mean like you have telepathic? Do you think they'll know what's happening across the pitch?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Amazing. How good is this?
Definitely have that connection.
Telepathy as well as actual professionalism. Just gets better and better.
Rushden wearing the fairly muted grey and Bedford in the more familiar black and white stripes. It will be Josh Bamford to get us underway in this fixture. Skipper for this afternoon will look to lead from the front. A slightly boosted Bedford side with the involvements of Hamilton and Abdullah in the midfield, looking to help ease and help with the control that comes in that centre of the park. Let's see what impact they can have in this must-win fixture for Bedford.
Yeah, top 5, that's what we're aiming for. And those of you that have been following us, you'll notice that we're bringing you a different angle. We are on the other side. So we'll be able to see the throngs of fans that are going to be coming in to watch.
There you go, no more viewing of our lovely A421. Instead, we've got all of those lovely faces to keep an eye on.
Big shout out to Gav and the boys that put the scaffold up in the week, and what a great job it is. Nice and big and tall, and we are just so looking forward to being part of it and just bedding ourselves in here.
There's Marvin Hamilton on the ball. Sri Lankan international, scored an absolute pearler back in October for his national team. 33 years of age. There's McLeod Bentley wearing 11 today, who was a recent goal scorer, scored the first in the Wellingborough-Whitworth clash on Saturday, an all-important score. Carl Swales in between the sticks for Rushden this afternoon. We only hope, Richard, that he has a fairly busy job in this next 90.
Busy job, and he doesn't catch anything. That's, I mean, like, you know, I know it's not correct to be biased, but you know, we are following Bedford, so let's be biased.
That would be the plan. Good ball over, however, for McMahon, who's trying to find Dolden, but instead can only find Hamilton, who at the moment seems to be patrolling that right flank fairly well. Good ball in for the captain, Cormac. An initial tester for Kyle Forster, who has a fairly routine save. Stephen Zabby, though, plays a lovely ball over the top. Bamford trying to get on it, but we think the offside flag may have been raised there. Good play, however, from Bedford, looking to be striking on the counter.
Yeah, and it's good for Forster. I mean, like you say, routine, but the thing is to get your hands on the ball early, get a feel for it, and kind of like, you know, then you know what's happening from there. And you just feel as if it's like, you know, it's going to be your day.
Throw-in for Draycott, who had a ever so impressive debut against Wellingborough last Saturday. That was the last game that Bedford were involved in, a hefty win. 8 goals in the last 2 games, as we mentioned, Richard. Bedford are currently a team that like to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, once you got that habit, I remember like coaches saying, you know, the players, he's only got one trick, he scores goals. And Bedford at the moment going forward, I mean, some of the finishing last week was exquisite. I mean, the strikes from 30 yards and everything else, it was all exceptional stuff. So more of the same today, Will.
Exactly that, but for now it seemed like a fairly even encounter. Rushden putting some pressure on Bedford, who seem to be dealing with it well, however. Here's Abdullah getting his first taste of Bedford action. He'll be looking to impress, as all will, during this fixture. Lovely switch of play, trying to find the likes of Dolden. But instead, Bamford trying to pounce on it, and Swales has to get there quickly to mute any opportunity for Bedford's leading batsman to make an impact on this game.
Well, that's the play that they're looking for, you know, that quick break over the top and getting in behind, and Bamford's got the pace to be able to do that, and you can see there, I mean, that's what we were doing last week, and getting on the end and causing the problems, and I think that's going to be the same today, and with the new signings in the middle, especially Abdullah, that's going to, like, you know, just weave those balls through. It's all going to be good.
Hamilton working on that right-hand side. Great ball over to Tyrell Bentley-McLeod, who's got the pace and has fallen. Referee's waving his flag. Assistant referee, that is. No penalty, says the man in the middle, however. And that ball is booted towards our lovely new scaffolding. Hope that it's still intact, Richard, don't worry.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I was suddenly cameras.
Hamilton, who's got his fair share of action so far in this fixture. His first few involvements in Bedford colours has been positive. Fisher to Pickard, those two at the back, the two Michaels, have been holding the fort down more and more as we've continued in our live stream adventures. Getting to see the connection between those two players blossom.
Certainly will, and understand. Oh, keeper's done well there, actually, isn't he? Coming out and just claiming it, being in the understanding. But I was just going to say the play in the midfield. It's it's not quite a carpet here yet. Give them time, but they're playing some really lovely football. Trying to play it out as they across. It's not just the long ball over the top. So it's going to be an exciting afternoon.
Bedford have lots of bits in their armoury to choose from. Phil Draycott with the long throw being one of them. Rogers manages to keep the ball at his feet. It's almost like it's glued there at some points. The youngster, ever so impressive. And once again, trying to make a nuisance of himself. But Rushden have come out trumps and will now have the ball. But no, Pickard denies them of that opportunity. It's cleared down the line, and it's going to be a Rushden ball. It's been a bit back and forth in the first five, Richard.
Yeah, it's all been happening, but I tell you something, Real Bedford, Cleveland are saying Bedford from home. Let's go Real Bedford from Cleveland, Ohio. So once again, anybody around the world, we want to hear from you. And let's hear your dulcet tones on Twitter so we can tell you. But it's settling, it's just settling. It's now, just, 7 minutes in, they're just going to find their way in. And we've got players that got to bed in. They've got to find their way in there. We've got a winning team. Confidence is good. We just need to find a winning team.
Ball gets booted into the Bedfordshire sky. Well controlled, however, and brought down nicely in the middle. Abdullah linking up. Good 1-2 action with Rogers. Free kick, says the referee.
It was Neil Angus, as you said, gave 2 penalties against us last week. Thankfully we saved them both, but...
Yeah, good play in the midfield. We spoke about it in the build-up. That introduction of Ahmed Abdullah, the experienced head in the centre of the park, ever so crucial if you want to be able to not only keep goals out, but sort of work your way up from the back.
Yeah. He's already shown his worth bringing it forward.
Draycott with the ball into the mixer, goes towards the far post, and Rushden have to force to clear, and Draycott with the
3 points.
with the opportunistic effort from out wide, but no, that will go amiss, very much so.
Didn't have Abdullah on the pitch. My daughter's in Sri Lanka at the moment and had to stay there a bit longer because she tested positive. Could have asked him for some contacts.
Good ball over to Dolden, who's trying to get something onto it, and Ryan Knowles as well, working down that right-hand flank, but it has ended up Bedford ball for the meantime. Well controlled by Pickard. Draycott with a lovely ball over the top, but no, it doesn't find grass. Instead, it finds the hands of Bedford supporters. Beer in hand and well caught. Perfect technique to make sure that no drinks are wasted.
That's quite right. They were in a finable with the spillage. But I tell you what's great, isn't it? Listen, if you're watching, you've got the opportunity to come down here and have a beer. What more could you ask for, eh? It's the place to be in Bedford on a Saturday afternoon. McMurray Park, it's McMullen Park even. This is the place to be. No idea where McMurray Park is.
Working in the middle of the park, Lewis McMahon on that far hand side, but it's Ben Watford who will take this throw. Well controlled, and Watford tries to put it into the middle. Well brought down by Pendred, who goes for the shot, and Fisher is forced to put boot to ball. Bentley McLeod is going to be trying to pounce onto this and has the pace over Julis. Trying to hold up play, waiting for men to join him. Stevens Abbey dancing round defenders, puts a good ball in over the top. Bamford's waiting for it, forces the save out of Swales. That is the best opportunity that Bedford have had so far to make an impact.
But great play here. Great getting to the byline, and what a cross. Teasing the keeper, and the keeper's done really well there. Actually under pressure, pushes it away, and yeah. As a member of the Goalkeepers Union, doff my cap to that man. Really well played. Well played, Mr. Swales.
However, Josh Bamford is doing exactly what is asked of him there, just lurking at that far post and waiting for those opportunities to strike, and something which he's been ever so familiar with the sort of 20-odd goals that he's managed to count up and rack up so far this season.
20 odd and sitting 8th. That's pretty good going, isn't it? You know, so I think with these creative players behind him, he's only going to be getting on the end of more of these.
There's one for Sammy Rogers, a great ball over, and Bentley McLeod gets to go up the gears and will look to forage into the box. Again, trying to use his pace, but Austin Bishop gets down and manages to nick the ball away from the pacey winger. And then a good clearance.
Especially being in the black and white stripes, you think that McLeod reminds you of St Maxima at Newcastle? I mean, just saying, I mean, his trickery, he's quick, he's fast, he scores goals. I mean, I know he's a one-off St Maxima, but this guy's close.
He's our Bedford equivalent. Dolden, who's had a lot of Rushden ball so far. They've been looking to use that right-hand flank more than the left. No one home, however, for Rushden. Corey Morgan, who's playing up front, can't really get much on it. Forster has time to make his way into his own box so he can get his mitts all over it. Play from the floor, however. Hamilton. Good ball to find Robbie Goodman, who we haven't seen much of so far, but he's also fairly fresh-faced when it comes to Bedford supporters watching this stream. Wearing 7 today, Robbie Goodman, maybe one to keep an eye out for. Lovely ball over the top to try and find Phil Draycott, who doesn't have the gas to be able to meet it. Goodman, strong challenge in the middle of the park with Corey Morgan, who comes out the beneficiary for now. Pressure on Pickard.
This is a much higher level opposition than we faced last week. They are really pressing us high and pushing us back, and the lads have got to play through it. And at the moment, by last week, things were falling their way straight away. The lads, this is a bit more normal. They've got to work at it a little bit, but it's a lot easier when you've got the ball and when the opposition are chasing it. And so I think from that point of view, you know, they're just finding their way, but they're kind of like dictating the rhythm at the moment and the pace, and that's what we want the boys to do.
It is 8th versus 9th. This is, on paper, supposed to be an even contest, but you look at that game last Saturday, Wellingborough Whitworth, who is still currently sitting in 4th, and it was a bit of a whitewash in Bedford's favour. So, as is the way with non-league, anything can happen.
And a big shout out to Real Bedford, Minneapolis.
Minneapolis, is
That's
that what
the
you're
word I was
trying
trying
to
to
say?
say.
There you
Yeah,
go.
easy for you to say. Big game today on the brink of moving up the table. If we can get a victory today. And also Bedford from home in the Black Forest. Germany's on track. And Red Bull, Real Bedford FC Dubai. Come on for Martin and Tom in Dubai. And Rotterdam. Sun is shining and we're off. Exciting match against the number 9 in the league. A win could bring us up to 5th, which is needed. Exciting seeing the lads and new players in action. Come on, Bedford. Rotterdam, Dubai, Germany, USA, because I can't say Minneapolis, Cleveland, and Boston. Great to have you on board. Will, you are an international superstar.
We'll get there with the naming. We'll get even more familiar with you guys as you join us in this Bedford journey. Robbie Goodman just...
Yeah, he just late with the ball. He just ran away from him a little bit and he was just too keen to do it. But that's good, showing a nice little regression on the edge of the box there and like that bite in midfield. That's what we need.
Aaron Cormack lingers over the ball. Bit of a wasted chance as it hits the far upright.
Yeah, that's the stanchion holding the net up so that makes the goals look that much better. And it hit that one, hit the wrong post. Or the right post for us.
Yeah, depends on the way you look at it. But
it's only one way to look at it with Bedford, remember. You know, I know you're trying to be professional, not biased, but I'll bring you down.
You never know. There could be some Rushden Higham ultras out there on the international scene, and if there are, we very much welcome you.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's hope they are, but we can still be biased towards Bedford.
Oh, exactly that. Well, Bedford have the ball at the moment, and it's Phil Draycott who's got opportunities in the middle. Ball potentially falls to Bamford, who can't get onto it, and instead it's going to be... It's still Bamford ball. Who will play it out towards the back. Michael Fisher with a testing pass has done well to minimise any contact with Rushden players. Just playing it patient, something which has been injected in by the likes of Hamilton and Abdullah, those level heads and ex-pros who have brought that sort of tempered behaviour into this Bedford side, who of old would have been taking those opportunities a bit more head-on.
You can't beat an experienced head in the team. As long as they've got the legs, then that's good. And at the moment, they are bringing that. They're settling it, and they don't mind going for the ball here. And here's that opportunity, and it was opportunity there that just came and running through and just needed somebody coming in at the near post. He chose the back post, but that was cleared by Ben Adis.
Adulis even, who's on the ball now. Scored 4 this season, Ben Adulis. Knows his way to the back of the net. Abdullah, however, with possession and a good 1-2 onto Sammy Rogers, who's asked a lot of there, and instead it's going to end up passing out of bounds, so it will be a goal kick. Richard's just put his glasses on, so hopefully we'll get...
Well, that means Adis now becomes
Adulis. There you go.
Because I couldn't read that from here.
Good ball in from Swales, and it is toing and froing between Bedford and Rushden at the moment, and it will go out for a goal kick on the other end. Real Bedford Cleveland have just asked who was commentating with me. I'm alongside the lovely Richard Jackson. We'll make sure that his details are known over Twitter, so you can go chuck him a follow.
Yeah, I'll have to go and get myself a handle now. I think that's the word, isn't it? That's the tech, you know.
Yeah, have to take off, Richard. We'll end up going viral.
I could be a virus by the end of the week.
Might have to work on your new age terminology there, Richard.
You think?
Virus. That's the sort of thing we're trying to
be
keep away from at the moment.
I need to be the pandemic. Move over COVID. Here comes Richard Jackson. Yeah. Well, I'm joking. I know it's viral.
There we go.
I know you can get treatment for that as well.
Those floating balls over the top causing issue, and Bedford forced to clear late on, and his action stations at the back. And Watford will be looking to double down now as he plays the ball into the middle. Well taken down by Morgan. Challenges coming in left, right and centre. The referee having to dodge out of the way of it. Goodman.
I think that once the lads get their that midfield sorted, and they're the new boys in there, and just get their foot on it a bit more, I can see us commanding this game, because it's the rest of the game is coming together. It's like the guys that have played together, they're linking and they're playing well, and that midfield is just going to gel in the next 20 minutes, and definitely by the second half. And I see us basically creating chance after chance at the moment.
Pickard and Fisher potentially getting themselves into a bit of trouble. Abdullah comes back to rescue them slightly. Goodman turns on a sixpence and finds a lovely ball over to Bentley McLeod, who's at the races with a duelist. Gets there first. Ball into the mixer. Tries to find Rogers. Bamford was lurking at the back post, as he always is.
Once again, a good break, and do you know what? It's the understanding as well with the forwards running in there and just getting it sorted from the point of view that where they're coming near post or far post, that's where they want the ball, and that's something that's going to come. But if you're creating opportunities, you're in the right place, then those things are going to fall in place as well. So it's encouraging stuff from the boys.
Dan Lowsby with the clearance this time. Falls to Abdullah, who retreats with possession. Draycott just having a lovely discussion with the referee over where possession lies, but referee adamant that it is with Rushden, who play the ball over the top once more, something they've been doing fairly frequently during this contest in the first 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, they're not going through their midfield at the moment, whereby we're trying to play through. And basically, that's where those chances are going to come for us. Instead of those balls up to Bamford like that, what he's got to compete for and look for the layoff, we're going to play through the middle with the Rogers and in there, and the Abdullahs like this. Nice little triangles, nice plays. That's the stuff that's going to gel and going to come together. As we enter 22 and a half minutes, that means that we're halfway through the first half, and that's a quarter of the way through the game. So that's the end of the first quarter. I do that for our American friends.
That is good maths from Richard Jackson. There you go. A fairly hefty challenge there has left us with a Bedford free kick. And it will be Hamilton who will feed this one over. Sri Lankan international, as we've mentioned, he's got a lot of attributes towards him. He can play in a lot of positions usually found in the midfield, but today seems to have been placed towards sort of potentially a right back sort of position, where Bedford seem to want him. Pretty sure they're playing a 5 back at the moment.
With those wing backs trying to get forward down the line.
Pickard once again gets the ball in. Instead it falls to Morgan, who tries to get a bit of pace on it, but it's deflected and ends up with Forster, who has time and not many options.
Well, he will look to go short if he can. He'll look at all those options, because that's how they want to play. Nathan and Gav have made it clear, you know, it's football they want to try and play.
Also with the long ball over the top, looking to find Bamford, who can't get anything on it. Does get a bit more at the second time of asking. And they're going to play it safe towards the back of the park once again, resorting to using that back 5, who have had quite a lot of the ball in this first quarter.
Not quite controlled there, as you see, as it bobbles around, and you've got to be in control of yourself. Look, he's on, studs are high, the ball had gone, and based on the refereeing from last week, that won't be a yellow until the second half.
Ball has fallen to Goodman. Abdullah trying to find someone on that left flank, but instead it doesn't get there. Real Bedford, Cleveland, hashtag Bedford from home. Soccer quarters for our US fans. Yeah, we're trying to make you as welcome as possible, and we hope that our commentary is doing just that.
International brand, as I said, Will. The one, I feel like I'm sitting with an international star, and let's try and entertain those international audience. I will also bring in some German for you a little bit later, but I'm going to work on it.
There you go. Fisher not really putting much pressure on at the moment. Rushden, they seem to have slightly tired from their initial efforts. Bamford, lovely ball over the top. Will have to hold up play and wait for friends to join him. Stevens Abbey tries to make something of it, but is denied by the likes of Lowsby and Dolden. And another blow at the referee's whistle, something again that has been fairly frequent in the opening half an hour or so.
Over enthusiasm for the ball here, just like, they're really keen to get in there, but just too much. But that ball over the top is proving the problems, and Bamford is finding the space in there, and once that starts clicking, chances are going to start coming in.
We talk about discipline, something which Bedford have struggled with this season. They've had 5 red cards this campaign, more than any other team, and in comparison, you look at Rushden, who have only 7 cards overall that have been produced for them during this season. So it is really a story of the goodies versus the naughty boys, and something that Rushden will look to use to potentially to their advantage.
But see what that is. The other way of looking at it is how enthusiastic these lads. They're so keen and enthusiastic they end up getting sent off. So all you've got to do is just not curb that enthusiasm, but just control it a bit, and we're going to be there. So I always see that as a really good sign. It's just that they're really keen. As long as they're not for dissent and things like that, we should be good. So I'm looking forward to that coming out in the second half.
Bill Draycott, who's deputising for Mark Bunker on set-piece duty so far. Good ball into the middle, but doesn't make its way onto the field of play. So instead, it will be a direct goal kick.
So not really a good ball then.
Looked like it from this angle.
It looked really like it, yeah, I'm with you.
Lovely ball over the top. Opportunity for Rushden to make an impact through McMahon. Lays it off for Cormac, whose effort dribbles across the Bedford grass and instead goes out for a goal kick, which is taken quickly by Forso, who wants to get on with this at the moment.
It's a good opportunity there. They just got in behind the fullbacks and got the ball across, but the lads were back quickly there, and fitness-wise, the boys are really showing that they've, they're up to the mark in this first half hour. So once again, I just think, it's all encouraging stuff.
Once again, Fisher looks to pick out his man and picks it out well through Bamford, who brings it back for Draycott, who's ducking and diving and trying to get past Watford, his opposite man on this far-hand side.
The bleachers, they'll be full next time we're at this home ground. I'm sure now everybody's seeing the stream and know they're going to be here. So looking forward to the crowds coming in. Remember, you can get yourself down here. It's and as we've seen, you can get a beer as well. As Cleveland say, Diamond Hands Carl Force's new kit is awesome. Let's this clean sheet perfect in pink.
There you go. Ball being played around this near side, but it's relieved, and it's Pickard who has it, and Bamford retreating slightly from his centre forward position to help out his mates at the back, and doing well to sort of get themselves out of those sort of tricky situations at the moment, Richard.
Yeah, you see, once again, they're happy to play the ball across the back. They're happy to play it out, bide your time. Remember, when you've got the ball and you're doing that, it's not tiring. The opposition, even if they're just, shimmying between those players, it's a lot of running around that they've got to do, and it's tiring when you're following the ball. So it's good stuff. And the opportunity came. Okay, Bamford was just offside there, but it's about building those little moments in the game.
The skipper at striker for this afternoon, as we mentioned in the build-up, Ben McGrath has pulled out with illness. We hope to see him back very soon, but for the moment it's Bamford, in fact, who wears the armband.
Leading by example.
Good ball over the top from Swales, trying to find someone, but Bentley McLeod is shrugged off by a Julis. Useful to be wearing that sort of headband. A nice bonus for us commentators to be able to pick him out quite easily.
The St. Maxima moment.
The little things. McMahon challenging with Abdullah, who gets away with it, and Swales is forced to come out of his comfort zone.
But it's the sweeper keeper there, the Manuel Neuer of in the keeping world. But that's really, really good play there from the keeper, just sweeping up behind. And all the time he's doing that, he's going to stop those through balls. And once again, look, as you can see, enthusiasm. Just enthusiasm to take the man out after he's gone.
Pendred over to Watford, who's asked a little bit too much of there, and ball will trickle out. And Draycott will have to come back and get play back underway.
And at the moment we're playing into the wind, so it's good to keep the ball on the ground. It's great stuff. In the second half, those balls over the top will have a little bit more gusto on them. For Bamford to run onto.
Fisher with the long ball, and it doesn't find anyone. Swales, however, returns the favour and gets the ball down. Forster trying to get back to deny Rushden a corner. Instead, they'll have the throw in.
And the boys are looking for a push in the back there from that header, but the ref wasn't interested in it. But Forster did really well stopping the corner. And there's that's the moves from the referee from tragedy there, isn't it? He might have made, is that steps tragedy, or was that a throw-in, do you think?
Yeah, it might not have. I mean, that hasn't even translated to me. I have no clue what you're on about there, Richard, I'm afraid.
Okay, so you go. So,
slightly different generations going on. Testing ball, trying to find something goalward, as you can see in the back of that picture. This is the initial strike from Lowsby. You can see in the back of your picture there, Bedford Town, who have an all-important game against Berkhamsted. To top of the table, Berkhamsted, who they look to move up the tables and get promotion. They're a few leagues ahead of us at the moment, but
at the moment
is the key part of that sentence.
We're hot on their heels, and the hand is ready to wave as we go past them and move up and through.
Abdullah, the latest to get something onto it. Lots of stop-start, which is difficult to make look better than it is. It has been quite a sort of bitty encounter.
As we say, it's not one for the purists, but you know, players bedding in, new signings, it's going to take their time to settle.
Goodman, the latest to try and make something out of this Bedford attack, and still denied by Rushden. A good press from Abdullah that forces the free kick. Again, the referee's whistle goes. A big shout out to Pete McCormack, who seems to have a lovely view of the stream at the moment. Hello, Pete. I hope you're doing well out in America, out in the States. Not with us today, but with us in spirit, and we'll be hoping to see out a Bedford win from across the pond.
He does look comfy there, I must say. Good on you, Pete. Well done, mate.
Draycott eyeing up that pool of Bedford players, and Bamford looking to be on the end of it, but it's swept away by the Rushden defenders.
That was a really good ball in there, and there was only one choice of the defenders there. That was either clear their lines or 1-0 to the Bedford. And so just in that little zone in there where you don't want it through, and they managed not to give a corner away as well. But once again, it's good stuff. Things are happening.
Marvin Hamilton, who was in his time at Northampton synonymous for his long throw-ins. There's one of them. Doesn't find a Bedford head, however, and Pickard is on the other side, who has to sweep up and try and make something of it. Rogers with a fairly dodgy cross in the box.
Well, we can stop him straight away there. Head injury.
Well, it looks like he's just potentially fallen badly on his side. Might be a shoulder, might be referee's called for medics.
I think he's just winded there. You know, like when you get winded and you can't breathe. That's his problem. So we could have played on, but anyway, let's stop for him. I suppose not breathing is important. Just see here, but really good challenge on the ball there. Yeah, and he just like lost all the air in his lungs in one go there.
And an unfortunate meeting with the ground has caused this stop in play.
Bedford, get well soon, Captain Ben McGrath. Hope you're on the mend. Yep, as Will said, we send all our best regards to Ben. Hopefully he's going to make a speedy, quick recovery and be back here with the lads and add even more steel, bite, imagination, experience to that midfield.
Austin Bishop, who's looking to soldier on.
So this first half so far, although there's been no clear-cut chances, it's the rhythm and the pace has been dictated to by the boys, and I think chances are coming. They're just showing that they got the ability to get it in there. We just need that one killer ball in there, and I think we'll find ourselves on the score sheet.
Bishop will have to watch from the sidelines for now, and I'm sure will rejoin us imminently.
There he is. He's waved on as soon as the play gets underway. It's one of the amazingly stupid rules in football. Wave on, 10 seconds later, you're allowed back on.
There you go. The stoppage in play was allowed for Rushden to reconvene, and Cormac, the latest, to try and test Kyle Forster, who has a comfortable job in trying to get it back to Bedford's.
But it was just really good defending there, just holding off these attacker and letting Forster get in there. And it's just really like, you know, that's sign of a good defending, just like, you know, helping your keeper out, just keeping your strikers out the way.
Pendred. Good turn from Cormac. Goodman, and Cormac has landed on the ball there. Bit of a pylon created, and Cormac's pretty unhappy with the decision there. Yeah, Goodman just trying to make his way past, and Cormac literally getting in the way.
Manhandled to the ground, yep.
Ball into Swales, however, at the back. About 5 minutes to go in this first half. It has been a fairly lacklustre 45. There have been chances at either end, but they've come few and far between.
Two teams probably mid-table, 8th, 9th is kind of what you're expecting. And, you know, like you say, we've got players bedding in as well. So it's, I think it's going to be the second half for Bedford.
Still very much all to play for this game on a knife edge. And an opportunity late on in the half for Bedford could be ever so crucial in confirming those 3 points, and they'll look to do just that. Once again, working from the back, and Peckard with Hamilton alongside him. Lots of room to manoeuvre into the Rushden half. Cormac, however,
on the cameras.
Again, it's almost like they're aiming for them at this point, Richard.
I know, it's like with these cold, sweaty hands, clammy hands as they aim for the cameras, but sure it'll be fine. But once again, you just saw the lads there just trying to play the triangles, just trying it out. Didn't quite work for them, but it's still like, you know, they're not giving up on that football. That's important. And there's a 1970s headband. I think Jane Fonda wore that in a lot of her videos by the look of it.
Benajulis. The latest throw in.
All hectic down in front of our cameras down there, all happening. Who would have thought Adulis was a Jane Fonda fan?
Bamford hits the deck.
I'll have to get you some clips, Will, so I can introduce you to Steps, Tragedy and Jane Fonda, and you can decide yourself.
Lots to do at half-time.
Yeah.
Abdullah once again in the middle of the park. Pressure being applied by the likes of Morgan, but Fisher does well with the ball at his feet, and Rogers has space to try and make it towards the D. Can't release it, however, and concedes a foul. Lack potentially could have been an opportunity for Bedford to strike, but maybe the lack of experience from Sammy Rogers denying him the opportunity to play the ball into Goodman.
He was just looking there to take it through on his left foot and then slide the player in, but by then he was closed down, and just like, once again, as you say, his experience about getting the time to find that ball, and the players held the line really well. So once again, they're just those little things, those little details that will come in time.
Opportunity gone begging.
And the referee, I think, just gave a late decision there for a late tackle as that ball came in.
Here it is. Yeah, a little shove from Charlie Dolden.
And there's our old scaffold that we were filming from previously. As you can see, we look down on it. That's the nice height that we got now. Great work by the club. And don't forget, give us a shout. We want to hear from you, as we've already been hearing from Cleveland and Boston and Rotterdam and Dubai. give us a shout on the social media, on Twitter. Use the hashtag Bedford from home, and we'll give you a shout out and have a chat to you.
There's not been too much to talk about in this first half, so your company is more than welcome. Charlie Dolden and Cormac and Morgan, the latest to link up, but to no avail. Hamilton will play a lovely ball over the top and ball into Goodman. Trying to potentially slightly force things as the clock heads into the red. Stevens Abbey with a optimistic effort. Swales with the fairly unorthodox drop goal sort of kick, which has resulted in a Bedford throw, looking potentially for distance rather than accuracy.
I'm trying to see how much time there is to be added on. We think it's about 3 with that injury, but
we'll play to the referee's whistle for now. And it looks like it might be Rushden who have the last opportunity of the half. A great ball from Morgan, finding McMahon, whose shot is blocked by Fisher, and we'll have a corner to see out this first 45. Charlie Dolden, the former Cambridge United youth player, who will feed this in. Good ball in, forcing a punch from Forster, and at the second time of asking, gets a full grasp on it, and that is the half.
And as a member of the Goalkeepers Union, I thought he played this really well. He just came out, he punched it into the air, right there, and just knowing that he was going to get that tap back there. That's nothing to do with luck, Will. That is just pure expert goalkeeping.
Definitely one for the purists, that first half. Not much going on either end, but there were glimpses of opportunity that Bedford took, and Rushden as well towards the end of that first half were testing the likes of Forster and friends at the back. But half-time here at McMullen Park, Bedford FC 0, Rushden and Higham FC 0. welcome back. Hoping for a slightly more interesting second half than we got in the first.
Can't imagine that's going to be too difficult.
The only way is up, really. Richard, during the half-time break, we've had a few mentions in from the hashtag Bedford from home.
We have Real Bedford, Cleveland. These two are great. That's me and you, Will.
Oh, there we go.
70s headband and rocking the Jane Fonda look. Jack Lexington, loving the live stream. Hello from snowy New York City. Matt McClintock, LFG lads, Evergreen, Colorado, USA, tuned in. And Halifax, the guest spot of Jane Fonda isn't helping over Bedford today. Great shot there. And Michelle Scheibel, let's go! And a great picture there from snowy Massachusetts. We got the dog and the game on the TV, and the dog looks like he's as impressed with the first half as we are.
It looks like me there, sort of.
Yeah, just like, vertical. And Real Bedford, Minneapolis, see, I worked on it. Bedford may have to draw up the Ted Lasso special to find the back of the net in the second half. Well, anything from Ted Lasso is good with me.
Fairy tale stuff happening here, and something that Bedford will need to draw upon if they want to get more than a point out of this fixture.
It'd be great to have Ted Lasso along for a co-coms one day, wouldn't it? I'm happily set aside so you can sit here with Ted Lasso.
There you go. That would be top draw. That would be top for sure. I'm sure someone would be able to fix us up there. Jason Sudeikis, I think, is
that's the guy,
the main man. So
I'm sure if he's over, then
he'll probably be writing new series out of what's going on now.
But it's for me and you.
Well, as long as we're in it,
It's the percentage of the paycheck. That's what I want.
If a goal is going to come from anyone, it will probably come from that man on your screen there, Josh Bamford. As we mentioned, over 20 goals in 23 games this season. Prolific goal scorer, always finds the back of the net. Let's see if he can do just that in this second half. Ryan Knowles, who gets us back underway, and already those long balls are being put to good use. They haven't stopped since the break.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well for the second half, does it? One long ball straight out. Look at that throw.
Marvin Hamilton, that is, who was absolutely synonymous with that big long throw. He used it during Northampton's promotion in 2005, 2006. I was born in 2005, so that shows the experience that Marvin Hamilton holds. And Tyrell Bentley-McLeod, at the moment, trying to get something on it. He's was a bright spark in that first half, and we look to continue that form into the second 45. Challenge from Abdullah, almost leisurely there to get the ball back, and Rogers, the latest to get a touch on it. Offside, says the referee. I went out of the truck just during the half-time break, and what was really clear was the really harsh breeze that was pulling across from right to left in your picture, something which Bedford have in their favour in the second 45.
Absolutely, and that means those balls over the top. We've got the pace of Bamford, and it's going to be the sweeper-keeper, Swales, that's got to come out, and he's got to bet on himself to get there before Bamford. So, and my money's on Bamford's pace.
Let's see how much of that can be utilised in this half. Oh, Jordan Pendered sort of getting underneath it there, and the referee getting involved a bit too much there, and has managed to end up with a touch on the ball. And
which means we have to have a drop ball and start again. So the rules in football now, it changed over a couple of seasons ago. If it's a ref, no matter what now, stop ball, drop ball.
Bamford getting the free kick. Dolden arguing with the referee over that decision.
You just see once again, just like ball running away from him, too big a touch there, and just bringing his man down. And then Rogers tries to take it quick, nice little touch.
It will be Draycott once again who will try and get the ball into the middle. Aim it towards the Bedford head. There's lots to choose from. No, instead it falls to Benajulis. Long-range shot from Abdullah, which needs to be collected by Swales.
And that's good technique there from the keeper, from the point of view that it went through his hands and hit his knees behind. And so that's, you know, at the end of the day, good keeping. See it there, look, it just goes through and hits his knees. Otherwise, that was squirming in the back of the net, 1-0.
Abdullah picking out the 3-wood and driving it low across the turf and keeping some chances available for Bedford.
And we welcome Canada to the stream.
Goodman with limited options, but another foul, and Aaron Cormack sort of getting slightly fed up with the referee's decisions at this point, and sort of slight disagreements have ended up escalating to shouting, and you'd assume might escalate towards a card being delivered in the near future.
Yeah, just too slow. I mean, the ball was moved away there, and he was just on himself, completely too slow. And just a quick shout out half time. Watching for Snowy Ontario is Terry. Welcome aboard.
Ball in from Abdullah. Played it low, shot on. Saved by Swales. Ended up being a comfortable effort in the first moment, but it was
Bamford got in front really well there. Look, just got in front of his man. Oh, straight there. Could have gone anywhere, Will, apart from there. But bodes well. It shows that we're creating those chances when the ball goes into that little Bermuda triangle, that bit between where the defenders have to run back and the forwards are running onto it and the keeper won't come out. That is perfect stuff.
Hamilton with a long ball and gaining a bit of yardage there. Julis with the longer throw this time, and Cormac put some height on it, and Bentley McLeod is racing onto it and tries to get a shot off, but doesn't get the connection that he would have liked. And Bedford have an opportunity once more, though, and it's forcing a well-taken clearance out of Pendered. And he's as far as Abdullah, however, who shrugs off McMahon, who's, for all his worth, is kept on him quite well there. And Hamilton, once again, is pressurised, this time by Dolden, but illegally, says the referee.
It's again just like, you know, the speed in there. And this was a really good attempt here. Just tried to lob the keeper. Keeper was up for it, but once again, those opportunities are coming. Gaps are opening up for us.
Draycott. Bobbling ball towards the penalty box, which results in a clearance from Rushden, but it has been all Bedford in this first 5 minutes.
Now, would you bring Hamilton across now and, you know, launch that into there, or are we just going to settle? Well, it's going to be a long throw anyway.
Draycott fancies himself. It's a good ball. Doesn't fall to a Bedford player, however. It falls to Cormac, and the referee's whistle is once again blown, this time in Rushden's favour.
Considering he wasn't watching the ball and running into Abdullah, and then he picks up the free kick, it's not bad. But the McCormack, he doesn't have a Prince Andrew problem, because have you noticed that his top is so much sweating in there profusely? He's got his top is darker than everybody else's.
Been working hard, has Cormac in the middle of the field. Still got a job to do, however, if Rushden want to get something out of this game. Julis opening his box of tricks, but to no avail as it ends up going out directly for a goal kick.
Ah, they're going to rock in the Jane Fonda look.
Pickard. Ball down the flank, and Bamford are looking to chase onto it, and a miscommunication has left the goal gaping, and it's picked off by Robbie Goodman. Miscommunication from Rushden at the back, and Goodman the beneficiary. Bedford lead 1-0.
And there it is that ball over the top, as we said, just splitting the defenders in behind, and the two central defenders and the keeper not on the same wavelength. Megs him straight in the back of the neck, and as much as they try to keep it out, Goodman on his debut, what a great finish.
Robbie Goodman making himself welcome to the Bedford faithful and putting an all-important goal in the back of the net. A 1-0 deficit here could be crucial. It's been all Bedford in this second half, and now they've got a goal to count for it.
And now the momentum's going to build, the confidence is going to build, and it's going to now be, I tell you something, goals are going to flow now.
Referee's whistle blown sharply to ensure the safety of Corey Morgan, who's down. Looks like a fairly painful one. What have we seen on social media?
Okay, we've got another one for the purists and a spinning Bitcoin. Well, obviously for the purists. Real Bedford Cleveland, along with Real Bedford and Pete McCormack, Bedford known for is that Bitcoin. Nice. And I'm going to do this one for you. Real Bedford Minneapolis. This is my speciality. Go!
Good breath control there.
Thank you very much. 9 seconds is my record.
Oh, there we go.
And I've been working on that. And more will come.
Do you do that in your own time, Richard?
Yeah, strange enough. That is
an evening pastime.
Yeah, my wife says, "What are you up to in there?" Go! But, I think that UK football needs to, bring the South American style to it, right? Whereby we can, bring that Latino kind of enthusiasm to the game and everything else. And, I'm happy on the next one to jump in there for you and go. We'll see. If you give me the tap, I'll bring the goal to play for you.
It's going to be Corey Morgan, who's looks like his afternoon is over, potentially. We might have a look if a substitution is going to be brought on. It looks like it is, and it will be Jake Reynolds who will make his early introduction into this game, just ensuring that the shin pad is firmly on.
A legal necessity these days. And there's the Velcro strap to make sure it doesn't come off.
Real Bedford Cleveland have asked what Bedford is known for. As a Bedford man myself, I'd have to say, got a strong Italian heritage here in Bedford. So the Italian food, the pizza and the pasta is very good. The rugby club as well in the second division of English rugby.
Bedford Blues, yeah.
Bedford Blues, there you
Excellent.
go.
And the Italian, is that because, if I remember rightly, because you told me this, proud of a Bedford boy, all the Italians came over after the war to help us rebuild?
Yeah, with the bricklaying.
Bricklaying,
Bedford
there we go.
was a main area for all sources of bricks, and the Italians came over to help with just that.
Is that why they're so good with the pizza ovens? Because
same material. They know the bricks like the back of their hand.
Oh, that's impressive.
Anyway, back to the football, and Bedford once again causing a nuisance up at the top of the park.
Don't forget there's a famous van, the Bedford van. Bedford Luton. That's what it's called, the Bedford Luton van. Or lorry.
When is this? We'll leave that for now as Bentley McLeod manages to get an effort in. Oh, we've almost skimmed past that and not really appreciated the piece of class that was in front of us. Tyrell Bentley McLeod picks his place perfectly and once again gets his name on the score sheet in 2 successive games. Once again, it is Draycott with that ball over the top, and Tyrell Bentley McLeod has time and has the ability to find the right-hand corner.
That was a really good finish. I'll tell you one thing, he ran there, split the centre-backs, keeper didn't know where to come. We're talking about the sweeper keeper in the first half. He's got to judge that perfectly. He didn't decide to come, back he went, and it's just a good run from McLeod Bentley, just splitting them, and what a finish. Spin it round now, 2-0, thank you very much. If only I'd remembered to go, goal!
McLeod Bentley with goals in successive games and getting on the score sheet as he probably deserves for his efforts. Well, this afternoon we will be asking for your man of the match in due course in about 20 minutes or so, so maybe that man might get a word.
And hello, Real Bedford FC in trade in Netherlands. Robbie Goodman and Real Bedford Norway keeping tabs with our plebs at Real Bedford. Great to have you online there. And Minneapolis. Goal! And I'm got to think of my voice for the rest of the week, so be going from there. And thank you, Rotterdam, for coming on with a great picture of the team sheet. Beautiful finish just inside the post. Lads are, we're 2 up, we are.
Adulis, the latest to make an impact. It's fallen to Watford, who megs the Bedford defence, and McMahon tries to get a ball in, but Abdullah denies that and clears it long. Well swept up by Cormac, however. And Pendered. Good football from Rushden, who are looking to come alive in this fixture. Pendered into the middle, not finding anyone. Adulis asking a lot of Pendered, who gets the ball into the middle, and it's fallen down, and it's action stations for Bedford to be able to scramble back. It looks like they've been slightly caught off guard with this attack that just keeps on coming, and McMahon seems to have potentially injured himself in the process of trying to get that ball, and Bamford and co are wasting no time to try and put that nail in the coffin. That would be that third goal. 30 minutes to go here at McMullen Park. Bedford 2 to the good, both from this second half.
You said they would come with those balls over the top and split, and they're coming through. Great touch.
McMahon into the mixer. Fisher has been denying that successfully, and Sam Rogers is the latest to fall to the deck, and looks like maybe a bit of cramp, or he's all right. There we go. What a miraculous recovery for the youngster.
You just see once again running away from the man and just catches his foot as he goes down. Great mention from Minneapolis. Carl Foster is a brick wall. Perhaps he has some Italian heritage there. Well, if the pizza comes our way later from Carl Foster, we know he's got a one at home.
Lewis Osborne welcomed onto the field. Sam Rogers' day is done. Youth for experience, a 17-year-old for a 30-year-old. Lewis Osborne has been around the block when it comes to non-league football. Former Aylesbury United and Langford and Crawford Green. He knows what he's doing and will look to steer Bedford towards victory in the closing minutes. Abdullah with the counter-attack, and Bamford's on the ball, and Bamford finds the side netting instead of the open goal.
He had 2 choices there with that through ball, and it's 3-on-2, took it in there, comes across him, and he could have just played it back inside, but he goes for the near post. Once again, it's opening up, and it's those runs at those centre-backs that are just splitting them at the moment, enabling us to get in behind.
Good ball over. Bamford on the flank. Looks to drill it across the corridor of uncertainty. Instead, falls to Abdullah. It's all Bedford at the moment. They'll look to reap the rewards with a third goal. Great touch from Goodman. Controls it well, lays it off. Hamilton gets under it. Watford, and it falls to the newest man in Rushden colours, Jake Reynolds. Watford again on the ball, looking to make a run, and McMahon has got an opening. He's again denied by Michael Pickard, who alongside Fisher has denied Rushden any opportunity to get that ball in the middle of the box.
Yeah, they've been solid in the middle of them. What you find at Rushden, they've got to go down the flanks. They're not able to split the centre-backs and get those runs in behind, and that's the difference up the other end, right? And so that's the midfield just holding it tighter together.
Corner in, play towards. Has that gone in? It has. It's a goal for Rushden, who get one back and change the picture of this fixture.
So you see here, back post corner, nobody challenging, free header off the post, bounced down, and then the keeper holds it, and they're saying it was in.
Correct decision, and it's Dan Lowsby who's been awarded the goal.
So 25 minutes of edge of the seat stuff now, Will.
This game has revived itself in the second half and making up for a lacklustre first 45. Carl Forster again in successive moments having to get involved. This time he gets a hold of it.
But you're just saying about putting Lewis Osborne on and the experience, and this is now whereby they've got to, 25 minutes, they've got to run this clock down, right, but keep making those opportunities, will keep coming, right? So we're good there, but we just need, once again, those balls to go forward and the lads to keep the momentum.
All over from Aaron Cormack, who doesn't find anyone. Marvin Hamilton, who's been impressive on debut. Finds Bamford. Tries to get something on it. Goodman playing a ball in between defenders, but there's no one there to collect it, and instead it's Watford in good distribution. Get some pace.
See in there, once again he was pushed outside and his options were down the line only, and so he comes back. And that's the way the Bedford are setting up at the moment. It's not letting those runs down through the middle and just giving them a little bit of room on the outside by keeping it compact and tighter together.
Challenge from McLeod Bentley, deemed to be a foul by the referee.
Well, I mean, you've got to have the odd challenge. I mean, that was shoulder to shoulder, surely. Surely.
Jordan Penderud, the long ball towards the left-hand side of the pitch, but it falls to no one.
Real Bedford, Norway. We want VAR. We want VAR. Few years till we get to the VAR. Should we have a look again? Let's have a quick look again.
This is our VAR. Getting a nice good look at it. Make sure you get up close to your TV screens, and yeah, it does look like it.
We need a Russian linesman now. You get that bit, Will? Do you know that bit about the Russian linesman?
Just about.
Right,
I think so.
Yeah.
I'll pretend I did anyway.
Okay, well done. Yeah.
Just for you,
that
Richard.
works for me. Thank you.
Jake Reynolds looking to forage in towards the box, having to use Cormac, who he uses a duelist to try and reset their attack, and it was a teasing ball in for Dalton to try and get onto, but good work from the Bedford defence. Denies Rushden the opportunity to double down.
It's all about, once again, if we can keep it compact in midfield, keep those experienced boys, just because at the moment we're just restricting them to long balls over the top, and so far today we've been comfortable with that.
It's a substitution. Looks like Danny Watson will be joining us. You'd assume that might be for, yeah, it is, Tyrell McLeod-Bentley. The goal scorer, the difference at the moment in this fixture. Danny Watson, however, another experienced player, over 250 appearances in this league. He knows his way around non-league football and will look to guide Bedford to success.
And that's what we need, is those experienced heads in the middle there, just to hold it together, settle it down, lads, and say, look, we've been here before, or well, players-wise, they've been here before, and just, like, you know, get a grip on the game.
Danny Watson looking for an early involvement, but the backline of Rushden have denied that so far. Good ball in from a duelist, but it will only fall to the white gloves of Forster, who has been
pretty in pink.
been tested more and more as this fixture has gone on, and I'm sure will be tested once again at some point. Quite a poor kick from Forster, which has been recovered by Draycott.
As a member of Goalkeepers Union, he played that straight to his player. It just looked like a poor kick, and that's where some people don't understand goalkeepers.
Favouring the men between the sticks at the moment, Richard.
Well, it's my game. That's where I played.
They're getting away with a lot at the moment.
There's nothing they can't do. They're the most responsible guys on the pitch. The only people that are allowed to do something else.
Osborne, Watson, offside, says the referee. Flag is raised.
It's going to come. But all the time, those chances, they're just rolling off. You see him just here. If you just see it on this wide, he just rolls off his defender. There's the ball over. And once again, he's running between the two centre-backs. And that time is just too far, but he's splitting the centre-backs. And that's what we need to do.
The two substitutions making an impact. Hamilton with the ball down the flank. And Cormac hits the stand and confirms it fell out of bounds. And
Real Bedford, Norway, even with more than 60 supporter clubs from 33 countries, we still don't have one in Italy. All those Italian roots in Bedford, we need it. I thought we were going to come, somebody might say, oh, should we get you a pizza delivered? But no, we need a supporters club instead.
I mean, if someone is offering to bring us pizza, then
it'd be rude not to.
We wouldn't deny it, that's for sure. But the countries in which Bedford now holds supporters clubs, you're looking at the likes of Brunei, Cambodia, Hungary, Ghana, Singapore, Slovakia, South Korea, Malaysia, UAE, Uganda, everywhere.
Pretty much worldwide.
Real Bedford really spreading their wings and making themselves known up and down the globe. Carl Forster will take his sweet time. Bedford still with the goal advantage, but not necessarily time on their side. 20 minutes left to go means that anything can still happen. The Julis. Free kick, says the referee. A phrase I have used so much in this contest.
You can't have...
Should almost have it on a button, so I don't have to say it each time. That would be quite useful. I'm sure we can get that arranged.
We can work that and then just cut your fee a little bit.
Wouldn't have to speak at all then. It'd be lovely.
But Rushden, they've got to start rushing things now, and that wasn't meant to be a pun, but they are going to pick the pace up a little bit. And this is where, once again, go back to the experience. We see Nathan Barry out there telling the lads, get back, goal side, keep it compact. Don't let him in between the full-backs, the centre-backs.
Watson. Osborne, in fact, who'd pickpocketed there, and like a terrier is racing after everything at the moment, showing age is just a number, and it is doing the job of young Sammy Rogers very effectively, deputising in that role as he has done since he came on about 10 minutes or so ago. Well held up, however, by Jake Reynolds, who looks to get some elbow room and make some space for Rushden, but instead it falls to Goodman in the midfield, who is Draycott, who's trying to make something of it. Already got 2 assists so far in this contest, Draycott, both goals coming from his locker.
Once again, see, you see the experience of Hamilton at the back there, whereby he calls it in, he's calling the players towards him, and he wants to be on the ball.
Good ball in by Abdullah. Out to Goodman. Tries to feed Watson, but doesn't get there, and Osborne on the chance. Great save from Swales. Referee has stopped play for the injury.
What a great run again, getting in down the side. And this was great play here, really, really good stuff. And Goodman, it's just like, once again, we said in the first about players going to the near post, and you've got to be, what a shot that was, and just unlucky. But we were saying before as well about players got to back themselves by going to the near post. It's easier to go to the back post because you need the player to do everything to bring it to you. You go to near post, that means you're dominating the ball and you're telling that attacker where you want the ball put in there. And once again, it's another one at the near post gone. But still looking good. 15 minutes to go and we're still making chances.
A chance that could prove crucial goes by the wayside for Bedford. You'd hope that that's not their last visit to the 6-yard box.
The other end, yeah, the attacking quarter, anything like that, do you want it?
Got all of them now. Here's Watford. Onto McMahon, feeds it in, and the glancing header from Jake Reynolds, testing Kyle Forster and forcing a corner.
And Forster, this is the great one, right? When he gives the goal kick, you tell everybody you touched it. When the ref gives the corner, you go, I never got near it. You know, so as a keeper, you want to take the credit for this. And he probably got a finger to it. You see, he tells everybody he did touch it, because then it's a save. Now, set piece again, we've got to be careful.
Charlie Dolden, once again, tasked with getting the best ball in. This is where Rushden scored. Can they do it again? Pulls to someone in the middle of the box. It's an absolute mess in the middle.
Once again, that set piece coming in there. We're not dealing with it. We need somebody to get in there and dominate at the back there. We've got big enough players to do it. We just need somebody to dominate that 6-yard box and make sure it didn't come in, because those set pieces are causing us no ends of problems.
Another chance.
See, they're just relying on the keeper to come and get it, and the keeper's not going to be able to come every time when it flies across the 6-yard like that.
Michael Fisher, that time, the man who cleared the ball and is currently keeping Bedford with all the spoils.
You can see there that we're also dropping deep, and so there's a big gap between the midfield and the defenders, which Rushden are running into. And the fullback, at the defence, you've got to have the confidence to keep pushing up rather than sitting back. And we've got to push up more to keep it compact like it's been in the first half.
Hamilton this time. Not getting very far with it.
Something like Travail would be a good introduction at this stage, I think.
Looking to inject some pace and some liveliness onto the pitch. Some tired legs from both sides starting to show, and the effects of it may be distributed here.
That's good defending again, though. They'll push them out. You see, they're just sitting deep and they're not pushing up with it. As a keeper there, you've got to be shouting up and get those players up and close those gaps, and then back yourself with the ball over the top. Keep it compact, keep it tight. Do you know, it's so easy from up here, Will.
Cormac up to Ben Watford, who's been ever present and once again receives a free kick for his troubles.
So, once again, just a silly little one there. He didn't have to roll him round. It gives them the opportunity, and we're not great on the set pieces.
Dolden denied by Osborne.
Or Nora Rushden.
Abdullah trying to pounce on it, but has left it for Dolden, who hoofs one into the Bedfordshire sky, and I think that's ended up in a different postcode. Carl Forster's going to have to go on his travels to go and get that. I think
you see that again. I think this one is what they say is that was not the greatest in the world, and then he gets a second chance when it comes back out, and that touch wasn't great. That's high boots, and this gets served with drinks by the hostess as she comes past.
Yeah, not the greatest advert for non-league football there, but
and Skibbs, Coffee Maximalist, finish strong, Real Bedford. And Real Bedford Cleveland. Let's go, Bedford, let's go. Don't forget, we always want to hear from you. Give us a shout. We want to hear from you. What you're doing, what you're up to, and what's going on in your world today. Let's make the last 10 minutes all about you and everybody that is watching us as the referee decides to come and have a word.
Just wanting a little chit-chat, probably about what they're going to have for dinner tonight. Something along those lines.
About that pizza.
Danny Watson with the good flick on. Bamford. Flag is raised, however, on the far side.
Once again, though, it was good. It was the little flick on and push through, and they're pushing on all the time onto that back line and exposing those. And there's the flick on. He's well on the side there, but it's this one here. It's just the other side. He's gone early, but once again, encouraging stuff. I mean, if VAR was there, we'd be looking at lines, but we can see what it's about.
More defensive duty required by Michael Fisher, who's been ever so busy, and it's Jake Reynolds who forces a save out of Kyle Forster, and he's disappointed with that effort.
You can tell that. Even I could lip read that. And once again, you see, in the middle, and that bounce just catches everybody out, and it's kind of like, don't let it bounce, let's get in there. But the Forster, who is solid as a rock, Ashford and Simpson, there he is.
Danny Watson with the ball over the top. Here's the chance, outside of the boot.
And I like that, he's claiming the corner, but the ref got that one right that time. But really good move there. He had to come back on his other foot. Comes on there, if he just carried on, backed himself, comes back in, and you've seen Thierry Henry score a few of those, and Kevin De Bruyne, but you don't get that in the Spartan Midland League Division 1.
Full named by Richard Jackson there. No mistake what this league is.
I've got it written down here somewhere.
Another challenge, this time by the by, says the referee. And it's fallen to Swales, who gets to sweep it up and play it on to Benajulis. Charlie Dolden. Lovely little 1-2. This is an opportunity for Bedford to strike. Good ball in.
Just enough flick on that to put the Rushden player off there.
McMahon over the top to Adulis once again. Back to McMahon, sort of playing a game of their own at the moment, those two. Clearance not made, has to be confirmed by Osborne, and Bamford and Watson were looking to put pressure from the front. Gets a good head on it, does Bamford, and
just put your foot on it, put your foot on it. Those balls over the top. We need the players up. The gap between the midfield and the forwards is too big for those little flick-ons to work. We need somebody to put their foot on the ball and just hold it up in the middle there.
Balls now come down to the ground, and Fisher plays a good ball over the top, but it's a bit too quick for Watson to get onto.
And Real Bedford Cleveland are going to have sushi tonight to celebrate. Definitely sushi and champagne as we raise a glass to Real Bedford and Peter McCormack. And learning about Bitcoin every day. Watching Bedford FC is a low-time preference activity.
Andre Rees-Brown is going to be coming on. We'll find out who he's coming on for. It's Cade Stevens-Abbey, who has made way. Wonder where Andre Rees-Brown is going to find himself. Usually plays in the midfield, but has been known to move around the park and is a versatile player.
Well, I think he'll probably move towards, more the right midfield area where Cade Stevens was, but just try and push up a little bit more now because of that gap between them. Just hold in there and go Bedford for Quebec. We're going to have Quebec in there, and Austria now come on board.
There you go.
As well as Mario Spielhofer.
That is good pronunciation, Richard. You really have improved in this 90.
Thank you very much. I could butcher most things, but, I'm good there. It was the coffee at half-time.
Benajulis once again getting himself onto the ball, and it's fallen for Jake Reynolds. To Dolden. Those three have been really impressive for Rushden in this second half. Key contributors to the goal from Dan Lowsby that currently brings Rushden very much back into this fixture. At 5 minutes to go, make sure you use the hashtag Bedford from home to let us know who you think should be the man of the match. We've had some suggestions from Real Bedford Norway. Robbie Goodman on debut, scoring his first goal. McLeod Bentley, Josh Bamford and Carl Forster, the four that have stood out for them. But do let us know, and we'll count up your votes and decide our own man of the match towards the end of this game. But get your thinking caps on and come back to us very soon.
There's a few contenders in there at the moment, and I'd say the two centre-backs are definitely in the running for that as well. I know it's all about scoring goals, but the two centre-backs have been solid. They just held it together, and they've stayed that whole time. That's where everything, the axis of the team, have been running from. Like you're saying, we're playing the five, but those two in the middle really been holding it well, and I suppose Hamilton just sitting in front as well. Experience shows.
Michael, Pickard and Fisher in tandem, working ever so well to make sure that this game stays within Bedford's grasps. And Abdullah looking to work on the counter. Rees-Brown gets his first touch of the ball. Abdullah evading, and it's hit the referee.
He does love the drop ball though, does the ref, so he does it very well. There we go. And I tell you what, I'm going to give it to you while you're under pressure.
Great turn from McMahon, who gives away the foul though to Draycott, who will once again take his time and pick his place and try and get as close to the penalty box as possible. And a third goal here for Bedford would probably seal the deal.
Let's just find that ball right in the gap between the two. And the keeper, he likes to come, he's confident, and that's a good sign.
Ball switching flanks and finding Bamford. Hamilton and Abdullah working well together and seeming fairly calm over the ball.
And this will be Hamilton's long throw you were mentioning earlier. It's going to be big.
Substitution, it looks like I think Rushden will be the team to make the sub. I think potentially Benajulis is making way. Yes, he is. There he goes through the gates, and it will be Connor Lanson who makes his late introduction into this fixture. He's scored 3 goals this season. So if anyone can get a last-minute winner, it could very well be Connor Lanson, or last-minute drawer for Rushden. Bamford out to Watson, offside.
That's not good, that
not
one.
Not a good one to give away for Bedford.
Lanson, you know, there's a DJ, Lisa Ianson, that's spelt the same way, so it could be an Ianson. I'm just saying that, you know, as a young DJ, I'm trying to show you that I'm in, you know, I'm
down
young.
with the kids.
Yeah, I'm down with the kids. I'm on the block. I'm in the hood. I'll stop there.
Roughly 30 seconds to go in this fixture. Let's have a look at who has been suggested for man of the match. Richard?
Okay, so we got Minneapolis saying McLeod Bentley, Black Forest saying Carl Foster, Terry saying McLeod Bentley again, and Goodman from Cleveland. So
very much a mixed bag.
there is. We'll shout out to Minneapolis though, multitasking with a 6-year-old, Bedford to the moon while watching the game. The lovely little rocket being built there. That's the rocket that we're going to project ourselves up the league with.
Abdullah holding up play well. Bamford making himself accustomed to the back of the pitch, and a good ball over from Abdullah trying to find Watson, but it's denied by Rushden. And
now it's all about the old heads. It's all about the experience. It's all about just running the clock down, just keeping it like in that half, not giving silly fouls away like that.
The new man, Lanson. Another foul. Might be the final one, but I doubt it. There's been quite a few in this fixture.
And it's just it's going to be the set piece as well. That's what we got to make sure we don't give.
Good ball into the middle. This is last hurrah for Rushden, who...
And that will come down with a bit of ice on it. And that, hopefully... There's a big shout out to Tom Paynton, who's stuck in lockdown in COVID in North London. So, Tom, great to see you. I hope you see you here at the next game, at a different ground. I reckon there's got to be 3 minutes of extras. There's no board being shown so far, but 3 minutes and possibly longer. So there's still plenty to play for here, but just got to hold on to the end. It's all about experienced heads.
Bamford trying to chase after this one, but we'll let it go. And Charlie Dolden keen to get things back underway, looking to salvage something out of this game. Michael Fisher this time getting down and dirty and blocking that effort.
Once again, solid at the back with the two Michaels doing their jobs. Now they're back in.
Lowsby, the goal scorer. What can he do? Deflected by Reece Brown, causing a bit of trouble at the back, but Forster does well to sweep things up, get his dustpan and brush out and clean it all up.
There's a bit of hesitation there, started. He came, then he stopped, and then once again, see great defending in the middle there, just keeping his man off and letting your keeper in there. Just love that, really good stuff. And Rushden probably down to one more chance.
Swales trying to hoist the last hurrah, the Hail Mary, the final chance for Rushden, denied by Goodman.
And that was a gift. Thank you very much.
Austin
Gives
Bishop.
the ball. Gives a chance to wait another 30 seconds off the clock.
Little awry smile there from Goodman.
Never ashamed of saying.
Oh. Who's this card for? I think it's going to be for Marvin Hamilton. A bit of confusion there. Marvin Hamilton. Josh Bamford coming in to plead his cause. He will be booked.
So it's Hamilton that gets the yellow card.
Marvin Hamilton takes the long throw after being shown that card. And that is the game.
Yes!
Elation for Bedford, who had to work for it. Something they haven't had to do for their two previous victories. And an all-important win for the home side brings them ever closer to the playoffs, shrugging off close opponents, Rushden Higham FC, who very much put up a fight in that second half. 3 goals in the last 45 left us with a grandstand finish, but the experienced heads brought on by Abbey and co saw out this fixture.
Just a really good disciplined display in the second half at the end there, Will. They just really came together. They knew what their job was. And although, obviously there was a couple of opportunities there, one that led to the goal, they still were solid. They kept the system, they kept the formation, they kept the discipline, and that's important. And now these players hopefully going to wave to their worldwide audience. Here they come. They know where the cameras are, as every player should. But really good play. The two Michaels really liked it. Really well played.
Here are the highlights. This from Draycott, a lovely ball over the top, and Bamford causing confusion, and it was Robbie Goodman who got the final touch on that one to open his account.
Not bad on your debut, is it?
This second one, another ball from Draycott, bit of deja vu. This time, McLeod Bentley skilling up Watford and placing the ball in the back of the net to double Bedford's advantage. But it wasn't long before Rushden got their say. A good ball in from Dalden put Rushden very much back into this affair. Dan Lowsby getting the final touch after the post had something to say about it. But that is the game. Another very strong victory from Bedford, who, as we mentioned, had to work hard for it, but reap the rewards. Final score here at McMullen Park. Bedford FC 2, Rushden Higham FC 1.